One triple-double, one almost, and in both games, Draymond impact in every way you can, from facilitating to defense to activity, energy, and everything across the board, and certainly the leadership fits in as well. A conversation with Allie LaForce before Game 3.
All right, Draymond, with Katie still out and the news with Kevon Looney and Clay's hamstring, and do you feel like what's wrong with me? I'm feeling pretty healthy right now.
I mean, it's great to feel healthy. Obviously, we need as many guys to be healthy as we can right now with all those guys down. But the other guys got to step up.
You hear every team say it throughout the course of a season. It's easy to say, next man up, that has to be our mentality. But you guys practice what you preach, and it's embedded in this system. Where does it start? Is it coaching? Is it mentality? Why are you so great at being able to make those adjustments on the fly?
Well, I mean, I think it definitely starts with coaching. With Steve having the trust that he has in all the guys on our team. With the system. With just kind of plugging guys in and kind of trying to keep things as normal as you possibly can with the amount of guys that we have out. But you have to give those guys credit as well. They stay ready all year. They're always in here working on their game. And, every time, their number's been called, they've answered the bell. So, we got to hope that continues to happen. But also as, one of the leaders of this team, we have faith in those guys that they'll continue to play great.
Speaking of leadership, Quinn Cook said that when you guys were down 12, you gave the team a little motivational talk. It's what you are always great at. What did you tell the team in Game 2, down 12?
I was just telling the guys, we needed to lock in and stay focused. We were getting great shots. We just had to continue to lock in on the defense side of the ball, and they needed to feel us. And, I think once we kind of, flipped that switch and had the right mentality, the game changed for us, and we controlled the game pretty much the rest of the way.
Based on how they were playing you defensively, what adjustments do you need to make for Game 3?
Just continue to be aggressive. I think they'll probably throw more of that box and one or whatever they were doing with Steph out there. It's on me. Yeah, it was kind of a shocker. When they threw that out there with 7-8 minutes to go in the game, something that we hadn't saw. We've seen it now, so I plan on dicing it up if they throw it out there again.
Is this a series, and because of the flexibility of what they're able to do defensively with their length and being able to guard all positions, where you have to be prepared for a lot of different surprises being thrown your way?
Absolutely. With the athleticism that they have out there on the floor, with the length that they have at pretty much every position, it creates its own challenges. I think Game 1, that was kind of a shocker. Game 2, we made the adjustment, and I think, as we continue to face this team, we'll keep getting better with it.
Has this year been the biggest test for your patience, and how has your leadership and maturation changed and evolved as the season has gone on?
I think this season has kind of forced both of those things to continue to force me to continue to grow in those areas. With all the challenges that's come on and off the floor, just really been forced to grow, but it's good. Now being in the position that we're in now, where with so many guys down, leadership becomes more and more important. All those things that we've gone throughout the course of this year makes these things tend to be a little bit easier to deal with than if you didn't necessarily go through those stages of growth.
Well, you'll need all of that in Game 3, and we're wishing you the best of luck. Thanks for your time, Draymond.
Thank you.
All right, Allie, Draymond, thank you very much. And if obviously, look, without Kevin Durant on the floor, and everybody knows, I hope now if they didn't before, Golden State, like any team, would be better with him. Draymond gets to be more in his element of wanting to be able to facilitate and to affect the way. Such a great passer. How much are you seeing really the best of Draymond in the last week and a half going back to last series because of all those things he can do when you do give him the ball?
Absolutely. And I think if you continue to see the box and one, you will see the best of Draymond with his ability to facilitate and get into the paint and create plays for his team, because if they're going to put the box and one on Steph, well then why not put the ball in Draymond's hand and let him make plays? And you see now he's getting off the dribble down the lane, making plays, getting backdoor easy layups, dunks. I mean, that's what he's going to have to do for this team if the two stars aren't playing.
Brendan, his passing ability, it really can't be overstated. It's dynamic to watch. his instincts of where guys are going to be. I mean, you really talk about normally some of the high assist leaders of all time. When you think about that knack that he has, how much do you expect to see more of that, especially if Klay's not on the floor, because it's going to be about getting great shots in transition more so than even getting open shots because their shooters are going to be off the floor.
Yeah, I definitely think if Klay doesn't play, you're going to see more out of Draymond simply because he's going to be asked to do more. So he's going to push it in transition. When he gets the ball, he's going to be looking to score more, at least looking to play make more because Klay Thompson is not out there. If they throw the box and one out there, I think now that now that Dre has had a chance to see it, he understands where his areas are, where he can attack. Sometimes they're playing you as a non-shooter. You can do little things as far as dribble handoffs that are lower inside the three-point line, causing a problem. Hey, set a screen. Once again, set it at a different angle. There's all different types of things Draymond can do, and he's also excellent at setting those screens, slipping down the lane. He always makes the right decision.
But I also think he's going to have to shoot the three-point shot when he's open. Sometimes he's looking to facilitate, and that three-point shot is there. Every now and then, I think early he's going to have to shoot that just to test the waters and see where he is. But now, like you said, you now will create the fake ball hand, the fake dribble handoff to easy layups. I think that now comes into play with how they're playing as well.
Have you heard of the concept of being open by design?
Of course.
And so that's probably why he doesn't want to shoot.
For sure.
I don't want to say this, but really a good example of that was a guy who played for the Tar Heels, Harrison Barnes. For this, I don't want to bring that up.
What do you mean, man? Don't be disrespecting.
I'm
Don't be disrespecting
it's
these Tar
not
Heels on set.
disrespect. I'm just saying that he was a victim of that.
He was not open by design.
Hey, look, everybody's been a victim to the claw. Kawhi offensively and defensively.
The disrespect.
We know you were leading shot blocker in Tar Heel history.
I was underneath the basket.
Vince led everything else. We lead you to break. More Kawhi coming on the other side.
Can't believe you would disrespect Harrison like that.
Live with YouTube TV. Try it now.
Well, if you're an all-time great, here's a group you want to be a part of. Most 30-point-plus games in a single playoffs. LeBron, a lot of LeBron.
A lot of LeBron up there, huh?
Kobe.
That guy's good.
And Kawhi, that boy good. By the way, Kawhi also good 12 times in 2019 with 30-plus points and one conversation before Game 3 with our own Allie LaForce.
How you doing, Kawhi?
Doing well, doing all right.
Don't you love Media Day?
Yep, sure do.
Sure do. I can sense your enthusiasm. New Balance put a sign up in Oakland that was pretty cool that said the King of the North is coming. What was your reaction to that?
I didn't even see it. I mean, I guess it's cool. It's good to have a brand that's behind you and that's supporting you. That's pretty much all I can say about it.
After watching film, what's the biggest adjustment that your team has to be prepared to make here in Game 3?
Just like I've been saying, after last game, our third quarter wasn't great on both ends of the floor. We just got to come out with a better, second half. And obviously, it's NBA Finals. Everybody needs to play with a hunger, limit our mistakes, and just play confident.
Everybody says that we have to be hungry this time of year, and there's obviously truth to that. But when you look at your opposing team, and almost every one of their players is going through an injury right now, is there a different sense of urgency that you can feel naturally about getting these wins while they're banged up on their home court?
I mean, I don't think about that. It's still basketball. They're a championship team with championship players. Everyone's banged up. Players on our team is banged up as well. You just got to go out and play the game. Just because players are injured or hurt does not mean you're going to win.
Everybody's talking about Golden State's injuries. How is your quad? How is your knee? And how much pain are you actually playing through out there?
I'm good. It's no excuses with me. I'm out there playing, so it's not like I could say, I didn't play well because of my knee, or did play well because of my knees. I'm just playing basketball and enjoying it.
How do you overcome the pain mentally, and when does that sort of kick in before the game?
I just go out there and play and, know what I could do on the floor while I'm out there playing. Like I said, I'm not thinking about it when I'm on the court. I'm just trying to, do as best as I can, limit my mistakes, play hard, and see what the outcome is after that.
The last time you were here at Oracle Arena and played a game, it was the 2017 Western Conference Finals when you got hurt. Spurs were up big. Do you have emotions that come back to you at all when you're back in this building?
No. That's 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then when you're in the finals right now, you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about, right now I'm thinking about Game 3 and seeing what I could do to help my team win.
What's it like being back in California, or are you just treatment hotel arena and you don't even really notice it?
Obviously, driving over the bridge, seeing the water, you get a sense of feel that you're in California with some sunshine. But you pretty much know the schedule from there, like you just said. We're watching film, getting the treatment around the clock, and then coming right into this gym and, working on our game.
Well, good luck, Kawhi. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Well, he looks super excited for that interview.
Kawhi is, let me tell you, it is in the graph of dynamic interview versus dynamic on the floor. He's dynamic in the right area, right? Because, he's bringing every aspect of the game. And Ali was correct. The last time he was in this building playing a game, it was when he got Zaza'd, and they were up 23. So he certainly knows about getting injuries. But, Vince, how impressed are you with a guy who was questioned so often last year, and we'll really never know. There needs to be some 30 for 30 at some point into what really happened with San Antonio.
He probably still won't tell us.
But no one's ever going to tell us.
Exactly.
But you can see visibly he's playing through pain. The load management everybody got on is really probably the biggest reason why he was able even to be here at this point. How about how he's managed his body to be able to give as much as he has in the playoffs?
Well, he knows who he is. He knows what he can do. And like he said, I'm going to come out, play hard, limit my mistakes, and be the great superstar Kawhi Leonard that I am. I think he honestly just doesn't really worry about it. You can tell, when he goes out there, he's playing through pain because this is the biggest stage. This is the greatest opportunity ever. I don't care how many championships you have. He values how important this is, not only to himself, but to this franchise. This is an opportunity that he's given this franchise, and he's going for it. So you don't really think about the pain until, at night or when it's over.
Well, I know this much. You may not notice it, as crazy as it might seem, during the interviews, but he is a guy who seizes the moment. That's not his moment. His moment comes when he closes the game. We saw it certainly with the shot that bounced enough to have the city of Toronto be put in its best spot it's ever been in franchise history. In Game 3 and 4 here on the road to win in this building, with or without Klay, how much do you need Kawhi to seize that second half moment that way and be the man offensively who hits those big shots? We didn't see as much of him having the opportunity to do that with the ball in Game 2.
Well, listen, Kawhi, especially in the second half of Games 3 and Game 4, especially if Klay Thompson doesn't play, he has to be aggressive. He has to basically be the guy that starts everything. Maybe he doesn't finish the play, but he starts it. And if they give him the ball, he has to cause a problem where either he scores or he is double-teamed and he kicks out to his shooters. Kawhi is a willing passer, and that's when you have the trust and the faith that your guys will knock down shots. But he has to be a big part of the reason why they win these games in Golden State if they're able to do so.
All right, high energy from Kawhi on the floor, on and off the Game Time Live of the NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV continues. Three-time NBA champ Steph Curry has been brilliant for so many years, has amped his game up even more so since KD's gone out. And we know it's legendary what he can do from three. So does his coach and a guy who we know who could both do something there as well beyond the arc. Shooter's Paradise commences.
How much being a former shooter has given you the relaxation to say, I have three flamethrowers. Once they cross half court, as we are right now, you've given them the freedom to let it go.
Well, the game's changed quite a bit.
Curry three!
These guys, right from the beginning, when I got here as coach, they were routinely making these shots in practice. And I did have to sort of bite my lip a couple times, It's like, can't we get a better one? But then I realized quickly that part of what makes them who they are is what you just said, the flamethrower mentality. I don't ever want to restrict them. It's a coach's dream to have these guys because not only are they all so explosive, but they all welcome the other guy having the success.
I mean, that's as unselfish as you can get.
So each of those games was unique because, when Steph's going, guys are trying to find him. When KD's gone, same thing.
KD bottoming that three.
Play in Chicago, it was the same thing. Our whole team was just rallying around him. So it's not just how talented they are, it's how unselfish they are.
Youth coaches, high school coaches said, the Warriors style is so free, it's kind of messing up the game because these little kids think they're Steph and KD and Klay. What do you say to those coaches?
They're right. So I always tell young players to practice from in close develop the stroke, develop your fundamentals, your technique, and then you're naturally going to improve your range. And then at the right time, as your body matures, as you grow, you become a great shooter from 15 feet, and you become a great shooter at 18. And then you test the boundaries a little bit. That's what Steph and KD and Clay have all done.
All right, Steve. A is Steph, B is Clay, C is KD, D is me, and E is you.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Best catch and shoot guy.
I'm going to give you some love.
Give me some love?
Yeah.
Catch and shoot?
Catch and shoot, I'll give you the nod.
Yes. All right, off the dribble.
Steph.
Most range.
Steph.
Ooh, yeah. Can get a bucket whenever he wants to.
Kevin Durant.
Late game situation, we need a three, hands down. I gotta have that guy.
I'll take any one of my three guys, honestly. It wouldn't be me. Might be you. But I'm picking those three guys, all of them.
All right, last but not least, I need me a free throw though.
All right, so you want me to shoot this free throw?
Yes, come on. It's you. It's you, baby.
Obviously, Coach Kerr being a little modest about his ability to hit big shots, considering he hit plenty of those. But the game really has changed. I mean, we've been talking about during the course of the year, sitting there and watching guys you would never think take threes. Like, if you would take your former guy, Brendan Haywood, and we put him in today's eight, he'd probably be hitting threes. You think no.
You'd have to shoot
You
him.
think no.
You would.
Right?
Hey, listen, man, you gotta be true to who you are, man.
You'd have to.
Dude, hey, look.
You'd have to practice. You'd practice him though.
You would have to try, right?
Does Clint Capella practice shooting?
Yeah.
games?
Absolutely.
He does?
Yes.
Does he shoot them in games?
No.
No.
Okay.
I've seen him shoot one or two.
Okay.
But the game has...
What, a season?
Probably.
Okay, I could pull that
Maybe I
off.
went too far with Brendan, but the game has clearly changed.
Yeah.
Considering you really branched in, you're playing so long, for crying out loud, you kind of branched to two different generations.
Right.
How different is it even for you now when you're on the floor looking at a guy saying, oh, geez, that's a bad shot, but then realizing it's really in today's day and age not a bad shot?
I mean, that's what it is now. And you can't say, oh, we're going to let the five men shoot the ball. I can recall my days in Memphis with Fizdale, and him telling Marc Gasol, we want you to shoot the three. And all of a sudden, Marc Gasol is in the top five in three-point shooting with Clay, Steph, and some of the other great shooters in the league. So it's just what it is now. You're seeing young kids now come into the game, into our league, or even in college, shooting the three at 7 feet or 6'10". So that's what it's going to be now.
Well, somewhere right now, Taco Fell is probably, practicing threes.
I hope not.
We got much more coming up.
Won't be a happy Taco Tuesday if he's doing that.
Continue. We'll look back at game number 2, a fantastic finish that brought us even here at the NBA Finals.
Do what you do, Taco. Don't listen to Case.
Jump hook.
Dunk.